Listen, the end of the year is approaching, and if you want 2024 to be the year of creating your dream life, then this video is for you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anaya Sierra. I created a step-by-step guide for you to glow up in 2024. I don't want you guys waiting until January 1st to finally decide to implement some habits in getting your year started. We're gonna start right here in 2023, and we're gonna work on 3 components: physical, internal, and lifestyle, so that we can create our dream lives in 2024. The first component that I'm actually gonna talk about is your physical glow up, and this has to do with kind of like your appearance. The physical glow up honestly is one of my favorite forms of glowing up. I know for a lot of people, but I find that the more attention you pay to your physical appearance, the more better you feel. It just makes everything as a girl like just so much more exciting, just to pour into yourself and love yourself, and you're taking care of yourself and your temple as you should. The first tip that I have for you guys is obviously drinking your water. I know this is really important, and this is like literally cliche, but I'm telling you, water makes all the difference in your overall skin and within your body. The number one tip that I have is actually carry around with me a little Stanley cup, just because it helps my water intake. It's extremely important to making sure you're drinking at least 1 or 2 of those a day, and also making sure that I'm drinking at least 1 glass of water before I get my day started. So at night I like to have this cute little cup. I actually got this from Walmart, and I think it was like $5, but it's so cute. And then when I wake up, I also drink 1 glass of these just to wake me up. In 2024, we're making sure we're drinking a lot more water than soda. Prioritizing your diet. I find that when my diet is super clean, not only do I feel better, but like my overall appearance, especially going throughout my day, I'm more productive and I just feel lighter. I have a lot more energy throughout the day. When you're drinking or eating those super bad foods, you know, like the Oreos, snacks, you know, or fast food, you just feel a lot more sluggish and less likely to kind of get things done. Next on my list, I have personalization. I want you guys to really focus on personalizing your own style and finding what best suits you. Not trends that we see on TikTok, but wearing clothes that you feel most confident in, that matches best with your complexion or fits your body shape. Finding your signature scent, that's when you really start to glow up, because you start doing things that feel true to you instead of following trends that suit other people. You can always tell from an outfit that someone's wearing if the outfit wears them rather than them wearing the outfit. That comes from within. When you know a style feels right and true to you, you wear the outfit. The outfit never wears you. Always looking presentable, even if you're at home. I want you guys to also start investing in really good pajamas. Blue stain on a t-shirt from when you were 5 has to go.
We're not doing that anymore.
It doesn't have to be super expensive pajamas from Skims, but even if you get something like a matching set from maybe Marshall's, super cute like silk robe or something, it just makes you look a little bit more put together. When I started investing in good pajamas that were kind of silky and girly and feminine, I just started to feel so comfortable at home. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I think it's really important to invest in some really cute silk pajamas. My next tip, investing in yourself, whether that means nails, hair, or anything of the sort. It doesn't have to be expensive. Even if you're taking time out of your week putting in yourself maintenance wise, I think it's super important. Just making sure your hair is always styled, not walking out the house with a bonnet or a scarf on, like just making sure you're kind of always presentable. Even if your nails are not done, mine right now are kind of like in these neutral colors. Even if yours are not done, just making sure that they're cleanly trimmed and cut really neat. These are all like efforts that you put into yourself. Investing doesn't always have to mean money. It can also be time. Okay, so then I know you guys are not gonna like this one, but my next tip is working out. Now, social media has made you guys kind of believe that working out has to mean going to the gym and lifting heavy, and I totally disagree. As I'm referring back to personalization, you guys can also personalize your workout routine. So even if that means like not lifting heavy in the gym, but maybe Pilates or going on your walk, those things are all beneficial as long as you're getting your body constantly moving. You don't have to follow the trend. You shouldn't dread working out. It should be something that you wake up every day feeling like, oh, like I get to do this. So whatever gives you that, oh, I get to do this feeling, definitely add that to your everyday life in 2024. If you want to be more productive, healthy in 2024, you need to get your sleep. You need to get in the bed early. You need to put that phone down, bed or beauty rest. I tend to aim for 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. That helps with dark circles, your face not being puffy in the morning, you being overall energized for the next next day, wake up the same time every single day to kind of get your body in that routine and that habit. I won't need an alarm clock honestly anymore, and then my body will start to get adjusted to my sleep schedule, so it doesn't make it hard every night to go to sleep. I know this may all seem like a lot, but I think it's really important to set goals monthly and small. I don't want you guys to take this entire list and be like, okay, like I gotta do this tomorrow, but just starting small every day, even if it's just drinking a glass of water in the morning, starting really small is more beneficial than trying to tackle on this entire list. It's quality over quantity. The way to split this up could be like 1 month you're focusing on your hair, and then the next month you're focusing on exercise, and the next month you're focusing on style. Just try to make small goals, and those small goals will eventually start to become your everyday lifestyle. Developing a maintenance routine is also very important, as well as developing a hygiene routine. If you are a lazy girl and you don't like to have to wake up every morning and worry about hair, nails, makeup, it's super important that you are investing in your maintenance routine, whether that mean like getting a sew-in so you don't have to do your hair every day, or getting acrylic so you don't have to worry about your nails, as well as hygiene routine. I do have a couple of shower care routines that you guys can kind of stick to, and I have a different set of routines. You guys should make sure that you're having a different set of routines maybe for the shower. So one could be kind of like a smell good routine, whereas the next is kind of being like a deep clean reset routine. So making sure you have different routines that work for you, essential for your glow up journey. I feel like physical is probably the easiest of all of this, just because physical is outward appearance, and those are like habits you can easily switch kind of like that. But what I will say is the internal is probably the hardest but most beneficial to ensuring you are achieving your dreams and reaching your dream self. I'm really excited to jump into this category because it's really important, and I don't want you guys to take this category lightly at all. So the first tip that I want to get into is actually journaling. And I know a lot of people say this and everyone's like, hey, like, what do I write about though? And I totally understand, like journaling can be a diary entry, but what I like to do is I like to get prompts from Pinterest, and these prompts kind of help you or guide you to questions kind of reflecting your life, learning more about yourself as if it were a therapy session, but to yourself. So just getting to know yourself through journaling is really important. And I know on Pinterest they have like the cutest little prompts. They're pink and they're girly and they're just so enjoyable to do. They can be hard at times just because you're reflecting on parts of yourself that you may have like subconsciously ignored, but just like to open that up and making sure you're healing along the way. The next step that I have for you guys is actually a social media detox. And I'm not gonna lie, like when people used to tell me, oh, social media detox, I used to be like, girl, like not that deep. But it is so important to be intentional with who's on your feed, what you're looking at. If you want to become a type of person, for example, really classy, really elegant, kind of wants to change your entire lifestyle, wants to get closer to God, very, you know, wants to watch what they say, what they see, you're really focused on becoming your better self, then it's very hard to kind of see someone who's the complete opposite of that, cursing, very vulgar, promiscuous. Like, it's so hard. So I think being intentional with the people that you do follow is really important. And if they're your friends and you don't want to just like unfollow, I really suggest like muting their stories and their posts, because to you it's an unfollow, to them you still follow them, but like obviously you don't see anything. You are what you see at the end of the day, and although it may not seem like it's making much of a difference in your everyday life, it does start to kind of consciously stay in the back of your mind, and you don't want to be part of the things that you kind of see every day. And you want to make sure you are following people that kind of align with the person that you do want to be. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, social media can be bad with the way you use it, yes, but I also think it can be beneficial, and you can also use it as like a motivational tool. Another internal glow up habit that I have is actually learning a new hobby or skill. So again, just like spending time with yourself and figuring out, trying different new things, really being open-minded. You are not going to get anywhere with having a small mindset like a small town girl. Be open, be willing to try new things, like, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. Always stay busy kind of doing something, not busy in a way where you're distracting yourself, but busy in the way as you're learning yourself and learning different things. Some of those could be like learning a new language. I was recently trying to learn French on Duolingo, and it's so cool. Such a good app. I actually really like it. And or you can paint. I really want to try pottery, and for me, I love flower arrangements. This could be so simple, just like going to Trader Joe's and creating a little bouquet for your room every Sunday. I think that's so cute and such a fun hobby to do. Getting involved in a church and joining fellowship, it's very important to have the people around you be on the same track spiritually as you, and none of this matters if God is not in your life. Having God as the number one and kind of getting close to him and relying on him. Another tip that I have for you guys is setting boundaries. Boundaries could be something so small, but I promise you guys it's extremely important. Boundaries can look like, if you say you're gonna go to the store and spend $15, you're gonna spend $15. You're not gonna spend 20, you're not gonna spend 15.50. You're gonna spend below 15 or $15, and that's it. Like, I think with creating your own boundaries also goes hand in hand with journaling. I think the more you start to journal and the more you start to learn yourself, the easier it will be to make boundaries, so that you know to respect and honor yourself. And if anyone crosses those, you know obviously those are not your people. Another internal glow up that I have for you guys is, again, challenging yourself monthly. This could be, again, a new boundary with yourself or with other people. Maybe you want to stop cursing, or maybe you want to make new friends, or maybe you want to hit the gym, not every day, but maybe you want to do 2 days. Just starting challenges monthly is a really good way to practice self-discipline. And I actually do this in my own life, where I'll give myself a challenge that's like insane just cause I want to practice self-discipline, just cause I want to practice self-control, just because I want to focus on becoming a better version of myself. And this is like my favorite tip, and I feel like it's just like fun. Like, am I the only one who wants to have like a weird competition with myself to just like become a better me? Solo dates, and I know people find this weird, and you're an alien and you have no friends and this and the third. Being able to spend time with yourself is so important. It's something that a lot of people struggle with. Take yourself out to a nice restaurant, and also stop waiting around for people. We're not waiting around for friends anymore. If they don't want to do what you want to do, move on. We're not gonna wait around for anyone else to enjoy the things that we like to do. And if you're not comfortable, honestly, with like going out in public yet, you can do something like having a movie night, something small, like literally in your room by yourself, just having time for just you. My last and final category for my 2024 glow up is actually like a lifestyle glow up, and this is kind of like miscellaneous type of tips. One of them I have is your language. Expand more of our vocabulary. Just is so tacky, I feel like, to curse and just not feminine at all. This may be something so small. I promise you it's the little things that can curate the person that you do want to become. And if you think about it, how does your future self be portrayed? How does she speak? How does she walk? How does she talk? Become that person in 2024. Another tip that I also have is music choice. A lot of people need to start paying attention to this. We're not listening to Pound Town. Girl, that I'm sure that's not who you want to be in the future. So let's stop listening to music that aligns with that type of lifestyle, period. Point blank, period. We want to stop listening to anything that's vulgar, disgusting, not classy. Be very careful and very wary about the music that you do listen to. And a lot of people make fun of me because honestly, I've never been a person that was huge on music. Obviously, I have my artists that I like, but I've never been a person that is very into music, just because it alters the way that you think and the way you feel. Sometimes you're sad for no reason and you don't know why, and the reason is music. Focus more on less secular music. As I stated in one of my previous videos, I'm trying to listen to Christian, more gospel music. Another thing is shifting your mindset. I think this is really important, because if you think like a small town girl, you're very doubtful with your mindset, that is the person that you will become. If you're delusional, you think big, that is the person, that is the life that you will later attract in life. And I'm so big on this. Like, as long as you put the hard work, I don't care. No one can convince me that you will not achieve something if you do not put the work in and you genuinely believe it. We don't take no for an answer. What? I already told myself yes. God told me yes. Who are you to tell me no? It's mindset. Gossiping, and I know it's so easy, like within the friend group, to kind of like gossip and say like things here and there, but again, like, does that really align with the person that you want to be in the future? Making sure you're romanticizing your life. Everything is aesthetic. I promise you, life is so much more enjoyable when you have this mindset. For me, making a meal is so fun, and I love cooking only because I love to make sure my plate is aesthetically pleasing. It just makes everything so much more enjoyable, and I think when you romanticize life, you appreciate it a lot more, and it also gives you motivation to do the things that I typically wouldn't want to do, like working out, friend group. And I know for a lot of people this is kind of touchy, just because and you should, but at the end of the day, I also feel like aligning yourself with the right people is really, really important, especially when it comes to your time. So like I said before in my previous tip, like, invest in yourself, invest in your time. Friends are kind of like holding you back, and again, they have that small town thinking rather than chasing your dream. Then though that may not be someone that you can probably align with, just because you want more things for yourself, and I think that's totally okay. I think it's okay to obviously categorize friends and not spending as much time, just because the more time you spend with them, the more you're gonna adapt their mindsets, and it's very usually unlikely unlikely that those type of people adapt the mindset of a person who does want to get better for themselves. You can't force anyone to get better for themselves, and you shouldn't, and it's very draining, and that's not really honestly your place or your job. So just finding friends that align with you and your purpose, and even if that does mean doing things alone and spending time alone, it's very important that you are able to do that and be content with you, your space, and the journey that you're on. Another tip that I have is setting schedules for your Sunday reset. So for me, like ever since I was little, I would do my cleaning and my laundry on Sundays. That's just the day I choose to reset, just because it gets you ready for a routine and you're kind of on track with things monthly and not everything is piling up, becoming super overwhelming and just out of control. So just making sure you have a set schedule for yourself and you're getting things done. And even if that means like you don't want to do laundry but you'll pay to go to get it done, fine. A lifestyle tip that I also have is learning how to cook. I saw this TikTok, I kid you not, and some girl was like, if you can't cook, you can't follow directions. Like, it gives a listening problem. And I'm sorry, like, she's 1000% right. Like, cooking is very easy as long as you know how to follow directions. I think this also goes hand in hand with your diet as well. Okay, I didn't understand this when I was little, but like I definitely do now the more I cook. When you're eating a home cooked meal, you know what's going into your body, you know how much oil you're using, you know how much butter, you know how much seasoning and salt. When you're eating out, you're really not aware of what's really going into your body. And I find that the more I eat at home, as much as I'm a like restaurant guru, the better I feel within myself and my overall health. As I am so young, I do want to start learning, and I think you guys should too, if you know about the same age, educating yourself financially before we get to like the big girl ages, if you want to call it. But just becoming aware of your finances, learning how to invest and saving your money and learning how to budget is really important. I want to actually start reading a couple books on money and just making sure that I am aware of finances. Right now I don't have the responsibilities of like paying bills and stuff like that, but what I do budget is stuff that's important to me. So like obviously maintenance as far as like physical appearance, so just making sure that I'm fitting what's in my budget and I'm sticking to that. Again, setting boundaries as well. So if you know you're only going to spend a certain amount on something, you're kind of sticking to that and you're respecting that boundary you have set with yourself. Canceling unnecessary subscriptions. I just had so many that were adding up to literally $70 of things I just don't use. I was like, this is ridiculous and this is like so unnecessary. So making sure you're budgeting your money and you're rationing your subscriptions, and also determining new streams of income, especially if you're young. I will never support the idea that a person should be relying on one source of income. That makes no sense to me. Like, I think technology in the world is kind of like developing because of social media. There's so many different ways to make money and to learn how to develop new sources of income without having a lot of money to even start off with. That shouldn't even be the excuse either. I think there's a lot of ways to make money. Obviously it requires discipline, hard work, but we're all working on that in 2024. So I think there's really no excuse. Invest in making sure you are saving. So usually when I get money, I like to save 20% of that, and I have that go into my savings, and then also investing it in stocks. Also having no spend months. Like, I feel like social media kind of creates this lifestyle where you have to be on like go 24/7 and always doing this and always want to do this, and I think that's really toxic. And like I said, you just have to like set boundaries with yourself. But just having months where you're kind of just saving up your money and not really spending on certain things, even if that means you're sacrificing or going out to get your nails, you're doing them at home type of thing. So things like that, enjoying your life. I'm really tired of people just, you know, you're so extra and why can't you just do it? Like, I don't want to. One thing I would tell you guys is honestly to live your life the way you want to. If you have a certain lifestyle that you want to achieve for yourself in the future, like, to make you feel small, just because you can't achieve it doesn't mean I can't. I hope you guys learned from this video and you can take some tips along with you guys for 2024. And I really encourage you guys to start sooner rather than later on your journey. And I wish you all the best in 2024. Bye.